state representative fighting to win a close re-election bid is coming under fire for the way he's spending his campaign funds.
Now, this is in State House District 117. That runs from Helotes to far western Bexar County down to the southwest side. And that's where the incumbent, Republican John Garza, is trying to keep Democratic challenger Philip Cortez hands off his seat. News 4 WOAI troubleshooter Brian Collister joins us tonight because he is getting you the inside story. Brian.
That's right, guys. You know, if you donate to a political candidate, that money can be used for things like campaign signs and flyers, even TV commercials. But it appears State Representative John Garza may have violated state ethics rules by putting some of his campaign cash into his family's pocket. We're going to talk about the other issues?
And also the positive issues that we've done over the last 2 years.
State Representative John Garza is a real hands-on kind of public official.
I thank you very much, Brian. God bless you. You're a great person.
Thank you, but don't grab me. You don't need to grab me.
Well, you're accosting me in a public place.
You're a public official. That's Garza's reaction last week as I caught up with him outside a political event. I tracked him down because he would not answer questions about some of his campaign expenses, including this $900 dinner last Christmas Eve at an expensive steak restaurant. Garza describes it in his campaign report as a, quote, meeting to discuss officer holder and campaign issues. We'd like to ask you about this expense on your campaign forms at Bohannon's. Can you tell us real quick what it was for and who was there?
I told you that we had a campaign event, a Christmas party.
And who was there?
And we had some supporters.
Supporters?
Yes, we've had some longtime supporters.
But when I pressed Garza, he admitted those longtime supporters are actually his family members. And apparently, it's somewhat of a Garza family tradition. You see, this is a picture his son posted on Facebook of the entire Garza family at the same fancy restaurant the night before Christmas back in 2010. That meal was not charged to the campaign, but last year's was. State law says campaign money cannot be used for personal expenses. But this is your family that was at the event.
This is my family. That is an event we had at Bohannon's. We've had
but listen to what he says next. You had campaign supporters and staff?
No, we have family events and we have campaign events.
But this was supposed to be a campaign event.
I didn't say that, Brian.
But Garza earlier did say it was a campaign event. Later in a phone call, he explained that his family members are some of his biggest supporters and have worked on his campaign. He also claimed other supporters were there, but just for drinks. He declined to name them and give us a copy of the meal receipt. And I called you repeatedly and emailed you, and you never responded.
No, and I told you that was my answer.
After our little chat, I discovered Garza also had paid his wife, Deborah, his campaign treasurer, $4,000 for what he lists as, quote, contract labor for campaign services.
The law is clearly designed to prohibit a person from using political funds to personally enrich himself or his family.
Attorney Ross Fisher, a former chairman of the Texas Ethics Commission, which regulates state officials' campaign laws, says the law here is pretty clear. Can an office holder pay their wife to work on a campaign?
No. The statute is clear that an office holder can't use political funds to pay his wife to do campaign work.
So what kind of work did Garza pay his wife to do? He won't tell us. This may be the reason. One of the representative's advisors, his former chief of staff and current mayor of Von Ormy, Art Martinez, accidentally copied me on an email about how Garza should respond to my questions. He told Garza, quote, the less you give him, the less he has to work with to make a story.
I told you, Brian, that if there's any discrepancies on our campaign report, that we will correct them.